entertain you. So right now you are welcome to Flash Show. Go ahead, like the page, share the page, invite somebody out there to follow us and let them know that we are live right now. So please don't go away, stay tuned. Yes, so you are welcome once again to Flash Show. I just want to congratulate my homeland for going through the electoral process. I know some of us are celebrating, some of us are not celebrating, but we still have time to recap what is going on. So we pray for peace, we pray for security, we pray for harmony. Definitely, we want a country which is peaceful, which is developmental. So please, let's go on our show. Welcome to our Saturday program on Flash Show, and today I'm just excited to be having a guest on Flash Show that I've known for a while, but I don't want to lie to you that I've known like really so much about you. But I'll definitely give you an opportunity to introduce yourself. So our today's topic is motivational and inspirational talk. So like I've mentioned before on Flash Show, we just want to motivate the young people. We want to inspire you. We want to educate you. We want you to feel at home. We want you to learn something. We want you to pick something. I will still say this. It's not about sitting here. Most of you have said, "Oh, Flavia, you look beautiful. We love your show."
Yes,
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. It's not about that, but we want to inspire people.
Yes.
You know, people go through a lot of things, so we want to motivate them. So right now, I'm so privileged and honored to be hosting a guest on Flash Show, and I'll just give you this opportunity to introduce yourself to our viewers.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the invitation to be here. Without further ado, I'll go ahead and do what I do.
Right.
and I'll take a picture of you.
Oh, sure.
That will be a good introduction of exactly what I do. And I'll be sending you these. And hopefully I don't get into any compromising situations now by doing this, but there you go. Usually when you take a picture, people want to see it, but you'll see it later.
Right.
So my name's Joseph Kidu. I'm a photographer in Massachusetts,
Right.
And in the New England area. I've been doing this professionally for 5 years now.
Wow.
I'm a married man. I'm a God-fearing married man with 2 beautiful kids and a lovely wife.
Wow.
And I know my wife must be watching right now. I send my greetings. I send my love to whoever's watching. And thank you.
Okay. So that's my guest with that brief introduction. Normally, it inspires me, and I feel good to be talking to a person who is married, because I know, like, being in this country, it's another load.
Yeah.
Work.
Yeah.
A marriage, family,
Yes.
kids.
Yes.
So it is another load.
It is.
So I believe, Mr. Kidu, you are Ugandan, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm Ugandan.
How do you feel about being Ugandan here in this nation?
In this nation, I'm actually very privileged being in Boston, being a Ugandan and being in Boston.
Right.
We have quite a big community here of Ugandans, and that togetherness, is a plus.
Right.
It's a win-win for us.
Yeah.
And I'm a very proud Ugandan. I should say a Ugandan American.
Yes.
Because this is home right now.
Yeah.
We tend to pretend that home is Uganda when we moved here.
But I think this is home now since we have kids here, we have
Yes.
families here. This is home. And Uganda we visit. We have relatives there, we have family there, but I think this is home.
Yeah, you started off with a good point about you being in Boston and really feeling good about being in Boston, which really I want to encourage people to feel good about where they are. I think you've heard stories of you're leaving Uganda and you're going to Boston. Oh, Boston is a lot of Ugandans. And what's wrong with being
Yeah, well,
among Ugandans because you feel
exactly.
you're home, right?
Yes, exactly. And there's that misconception of being in Boston. Like it's one of the low places you can be in when you're in America. I don't know where this comes from, but you know, um, people tend to think that when Ugandans congregate and come together, you know, people always put themselves down. People are always talking bad about each other and that kind of thing. But you know that happens. You know that happens. That happens even with the Mexicans. That happens everywhere. And Boston is quite a hub. You know, there's everything right here.
Exactly, yeah.
The jobs are here compared to other states.
Right.
Really, I've had people who have moved from here have gone to places like Texas, Atlanta, and before you know it, they are back here because this is where the opportunities are.
Yes.
And that's one of the reasons why we come to this country to have a better life, to have better opportunities. And Boston is a hub. It's really a hub for all these industries, medical, like they call it the hub of the world.
Yeah.
You know, the schools here are phenomenal, the best in the world.
Yes.
You know, where else do you want to be? And Boston is such a vibrant city. You know, one thing I like about Boston also is it feels like a small town. So it's homely.
Yeah.
And so in case there are people out there who, you know, move over, come over.
Yes.
It happens over here.
It's good.
We love it.
Yeah, it's good. So that was kind of like an icebreaker.
Yes.
So I just want to get us into before you came into the United States. Who was Mr. Joseph Kido?
Well, Mr. Joseph Kido.
Professionally and
yes. So I grew up in Kampala. I'm a city boy.
A city boy. I have more say. You're not like me. You came from
yes.
No.
I'm a city boy.
Yeah.
I was always in the outskirts of Kampala. I come from a big family, and some of my siblings are known, you know, all over. I used to have a brother who used to drive rally, by the way.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, that is Kido, right?
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
that was my late brother. That's my late brother.
Okay.
So anyway, I grew up in Uganda and in Kampala. And by the time I left, I was working for myself. I had my own company. I used to make signs. Signs for shops, companies, BAT, Patrick Bitatures, Simba Telecom. Those were my clients before I came. So I've always been an artist.
Oh, okay.
I've always been an artist. And so that's what I did. I did that for like 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I
It
did.
is so interesting how, because it looks you're still in what you're doing here, you're still in line with what you did back home. Am I right?
Well, at the moment, yes, but it hasn't been the case. That has not been the case.
Right.
So when I came over, you know, you come over with this thought that you're going to be here for a little while.
Yes.
You're going to make a
lot of money, pack your bags and get back home. Right.
And get back home and start those businesses that you've always wanted to start.
Yeah.
I've always been a dreamer. So, you know, I thought I would come here, you know, make some money and go back home and continue with what I was doing. But that was not the case. So when I came over, it's been a while. Okay, it's been a while.
Right. Okay.
And I don't know where those years have gone.
Right.
But now I always was searching. I was always searching for something that I could do on my own, work for myself, make money, and something that I really have a passion for. Like I said, I've always been an artist. So I went to school.
Did you have what you're doing, like when you are searching what you're doing currently? Did you have it in mind?
Not exactly.
Okay.
Not exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, what I'm doing right now was like a by the way. It was a light bulb that went off.
Yeah.
You know, after doing all kinds of things, I went to school for engineering design.
Here?
Here, yes,
Okay.
I went to school for engineering design. Didn't even finish that. Busy with work. Then I also went to web design. I did web design in school. So I spent quite a long time in the food industry. So I thought I was going to actually go that way instead.
Okay.
Yeah. But then through serving in church, I was quite very active in my church back then with the youth, encouraging youth and, inspiring them and coming up with all kinds of ideas of raising funds, with the projects that were at hand. And one of the things we started doing, was to start a media ministry, like in church, TV, radio, photography. So I got so involved in that, and eventually I started taking pictures of people,
Okay.
and people liked them. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to do this. So that's how it started.
So who helped you like put you together? Because it looks like you were all over engineering and food and so who helped you like put you together, like, okay, this is your line, at the point where you had not decided, like, okay, this is it?
Yes.
Because why I'm asking that, we have so many young people who come into this nation with different talents, with different skills.
Yes.
At times they don't know what to do.
Yes.
So it takes like a while. They are all over.
Yes.
So, and we have seen this, they're there, and so it takes a while for them to settle in. But at a certain point, they need guidance. They need help.
They do. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
So
really, for me, actually, it's been self-inspired.
okay.
So it was self kind of inspired. It's something that I landed on. It took me a while to get where I am. It hasn't been easy, It's been very, very hard. But I also come across all these young people that come over and are wondering what they're going to do. Their parents are telling them, get into the medical field.
Yes.
That's where the money is.
Yes.
Follow the money.
Yeah.
But actually, the money is supposed to follow you.
Yes.
So that's a big problem actually in the community with the young people. In that, what they keep having that question: what am I going to do? What can I do with myself?
Right.
Especially when they come here.
Yeah.
There's usually that culture shock.
Yes. Yeah.
They come in, they're like, okay, what am I going to do? I don't want to be a nurse, but this is what they're telling me.
My parents are pushing me.
They're pushing me for this, for that. So when I come across such young people, I usually tell them, there is something that you're really good at.
Yeah.
There is something that you're good at. If it's video and you really have that passion for video, pursue it. Find out. Everything is at our fingertips.
Right.
On our phones are everything. You can find any kind of information on your phone. So if you're interested in video, pursue it. Go for it. Find out, what does it take to put your foot in. So for me, it was that way. I've always, even till now, I'm always searching for the next. What's I'm always improving myself.
Yeah, you see, it looks from what you're saying, you landed on the right people, you who helped you like shape your way, like church.
Yes.
So
Yes.
the biggest challenge we have here is we get people and they don't know where to go, they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I think it's the biggest the biggest challenge in the, not only actually in the Ugandan community, to the immigrants. If we could have, no, let me speak for the Ugandans.
Yeah.
I think if we could have maybe like a community thing or an association where these young people, not only even young people, even adults, where we could come and we orient them through, and we know
most definitely.
Yeah,
we really need that.
Yeah, we need it.
We do.
Because, well, I know most of us go to Boston Medical, but some of the people are scared of going to Boston Medical. So if we could, with us as Ugandans, we can have maybe an association to help people, to guide people, like if you have this talent, this is what you can do, or even to sit down people and help them identify themselves.
Yes.
Right? Like you said, first sit down and know what you want. What are you passionate about?
Yeah.
Because here we find like parents forcing children to do what they don't like, right?
Yeah.
They are pushing you into nursing school, and you don't like it. You spend your 4 years in the nursing school, but at the end of the day, you don't like it. Like you said, you were confused.
I was all over the place.
Wasting. How do you feel about having wasted all that much time?
Well, there's so much that I learned through that process. Okay, of going through all those things. You pick up all this kind of knowledge, so you're all over the place, but you do gain out of it. I am a strong believer that, I don't look back and regret, or look back and say, okay, I wasted so much time, but here I am.
Right.
And that has shaped me to where I'm at right now.
Okay.
So the thing is, with young people, as a community, it's really hard for us to come up with an association or come up with people who are going to be dedicated in doing that, because with here, people are always working. Right. On a personal level. Yeah. It's already hard. Yeah. Trying to put food on the table and doing this and that. But I think it starts with each and every one of us. Yes. To avail ourselves. Like for me, I really avail myself to all these young people out there. When I meet somebody, for instance, there was a young man who came from Uganda recently, 2 years ago. He came over, and I was taking pictures at a function, and he came over and he had a camera. And he had a nice camera. And I'm like, wow, that's good. So I approached him. I'm like, hi, how are you? And we introduced each other. I told him, I'm here, I'm working, but get in touch with me, okay? I'll show you, because he had just told me he had just come from Uganda. So I told him, get in touch, I'll show you the ropes. That's what I do with all of them. Exactly. I'm an open book. Yeah, you are one of the many, because like you said, it begins with this. And like I've mentioned before on Flash Show, I want you to I bring you people who matter, people you can get connected to, people who can motivate you, to inspire you, people who can show you the way, people who can teach you something. So Mr. Joseph Kadu is one of them. Chidu, yes, Chidu is one of them. I'm so excited. And it's my prayer that if you want to join the videography, photography, he's right there for you. And I think not only that, because it looks like you have been in this country longer, you've gone through a lot, so you can throw in something different from your career, right? So in case somebody gives me a call and says, I'm here, I'm looking for this and that, I have a studio in Waltham. Next to the library, very nice location, very easy to find. Like I say, I'm an open book, in case anybody needs that kind of advice, I'm available. You know, I know of some other leaders in the community that can help with other things, you
Right.
know, accountants or whatever. It depends. It really depends. But this is how we are going to develop ourselves
Right.
when we avail ourselves for
Right.
others.
Yes.
Because even doing this, I don't do this for me. You know, I
Yes.
have really gained so much by focusing on others
Yes.
than focusing on
Oh,
myself.
I love that. Like,
Yeah.
I always tell people, like, I don't benefit from this.
Yes.
I'm not earning from this.
Yes,
Because
yes.
it's something that I like,
Yeah.
and it's something
But
that
it's very rewarding too, you know.
Exactly.
You know,
Yes.
it's rewarding.
I'm doing it
Yes.
for my people out
Yes.
there. I'm doing it for the community.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's rewarding. So I just want to get just a little bit into your private life. You are married,
Yes, I am.
right?
Yes.
And so you are a professional photographer, right?
Yes.
You do video and video.
No, I
right?
don't do video.
Okay.
I just do photography. I
Photography.
concentrated on that.
Okay.
That's another thing that people have a misconception of.
Okay.
Is like grabbing so many things at the same time and being a master of none.
Right.
You know, so you really want to focus on one craft, master it.
Yes.
I don't even know what mastering is, because I look at my pictures like 2 years ago, and I'm like, what was I even doing? You know,
Yeah, that's
you know, you keep on moving, but
exactly.
But my point is, we ought to, you know, do one thing at a time.
Yes.
So for me, I would have done video, but I've concentrated on photography itself.
Yeah. Okay.
And photography also has different genres. You know, you could go into food photography, you could go into landscape, you could go into. But for me, it's all about people, portraiture,
Okay.
and weddings, functions, weddings mostly.
Right.
So weddings are my bread and butter, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, consider it is so interesting. Like, you came from home and you're still kind of in the in line of your passion, what you're
Yes.
doing.
Yes.
So growing up, I grew up in middle class family, and so in a family where we have doctors, we have lawyers, we have those big professions.
Yeah.
So getting married to like a photographer would be like, no. I mean, what are you bringing into the family?
The family, yes.
Also, they
Yes.
expect a lawyer, they expect a
Yes.
doctor, they expect a. So, what do you have to say about that?
You know, in every field, let it be picking up trash, there's going to be somebody who can succeed
Right.
out of picking up trash.
Right.
So that misconception of being an artist, artists don't make money.
Yes,
Artists
a musician.
are musicians, like, you know, that's you get the low end of society. You know, that's a misconception,
Yeah.
because in anything that you do, you can really be successful.
Yeah.
And photography, one of the things that attracted me to photography was the ability to make quite a bit of some money to help you survive and grow it. I know of people actually in the industry that are millionaires, and all they do is photography.
Yeah.
There is a guy in California who has a studio, and they do like 200 weddings a year.
Wow.
You know, so you can imagine how much that is if each wedding is $4,000.
Yeah.
You know, so people make money in anything.
Yeah.
So that's really a misconception
Right.
of thinking that, you know, photographers are low.
Right. I know, like, if it were back, my husband is a musician.
Yes.
But if it were back then, I'm being sincere, I wouldn't have gotten married to to him.
Well,
But I mean, like right
Yeah.
now, it also depends. Like, where do you find happiness? You as a person and you as an individual, what with the profession that you're doing,
Yeah.
where do you find happiness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like this message would go to the parents out there who have the young people who are planning to get married. It doesn't matter where will your child find happiness. Where success is not. I read this quote like success is not measured according to the wealth that one has. No. So yeah. So and how does your wife feel about it?
Actually, my wife sees the value in what I do, and I don't think that I would be doing what I'm doing without her consent.
Right. Yeah.
I'll tell you a story of actually how I got into photography. I actually worked for the post office.
Here.
Here.
Yeah.
I've hustled. Okay.
Right.
I've hustled. I've been out there. So I worked with the post office, and it's one of the toughest things you can ever do. It's really tough. All that weather that you see out there ends up on you, and you have to deliver.
Right.
I used to walk like 10 miles a day. You pack that smoker. Those smokers.
Yes.
Yeah, you pack that smoker and you walk. Like I used to walk like 10 miles a day. So it was really tough. But on the inside of me, I kept saying, this is not for me. I have to find a way of working for myself. So it was always on the inside of me. And I kept on,
Right.
thinking. So as I was doing that, I was also trying to pursue photography.
Right.
Having classes in the evening, yeah, like online in the evening, while I go working during the day, come back home, do some classes here and there. So I got to know more about the craft,
Yeah.
and I realized that I could do this and pursue this professionally and
Right.
forget about everything else.
Wow.
But I knew that it was going to be hard.
Yes.
So one day I quit the post office. I had it. I quit, and I came home and I told my wife I just quit. And she's like, what did you just do? And I'm like, I'm not going back.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, what are we going to do? I'm like, I'm going to do photography. And she's like, are you nuts?
No. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not going to get another job.
Right.
And she's like, seriously? And I'm like, yes. So we talked about it. I told her what I really wanted to do. And she's like, okay, I'll give you a few months
Yes.
to prove yourself.
Exactly.
And she was 4 months pregnant with our second
Oh,
child.
no.
So really, there was that determination, So it was tough, but she actually she told me, no, go get a job, I think I would have.
Oh.
But she saw the passion in me.
passion,
She saw what I was putting into it,
Right.
and she listened to me, and that is what relationships should be.
Yes.
You should be friends. You should be partners.
Partners, yeah.
Partners
Able
in
to
this.
talk about each other's interests and be supportive of each other. Yeah.
Exactly. So that is key
Yeah.
in any relationship.
So, which kind of community do you really work with when you're covering like events?
Yeah, mostly Ugandan, but I've been quite blessed that I've gotten into other communities.
Okay.
Mostly because of word of mouth. It's been because our industry actually is a referral kind of industry.
Yes.
And that's a stronger client. A client that comes from another client is a stronger client than one you might find like online.
Yeah.
Like there are people who find me online, because I have a website. My website is Pictures Tell. Hopefully you'll share my info out there.
Oh, sure.
Somehow. But anyway, so I've gotten into Nigerians, Cape Verdeans, Haitians, even even Caucasians. I mean, I'm all over the place, you know. So, but mostly it's, you know, because we are Ugandans and most of my friends are from Uganda. Yeah.
Yes.
So
I
I've
know.
been all over the place.
Yes, I know. Quite a number of Ugandans who are kind into the same business.
Yes.
So how do you handle the competition?
Very good question. Like I said, I'm an open book, right? Actually, there's been this myth about photography, right?
Yeah.
When I joined photography, I kind of had that kind of opposition and friction with other people, right? It's always going to be there in business.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's always going to be there in business.
Yes.
But how you handle it is what really makes the difference.
Yeah.
So I try not to get into other people's lanes, okay? And I don't expect anybody to get into my lane too.
Exactly. That's what I always tell people, right?
Yeah. But it's good to be able to work with others.
Yeah.
Because there are times actually that I have work.
You are kind of overbooked.
Yeah, like there are times when clients come to me and they want certain dates, and those dates are already taken, and somehow some jobs I can't give them to anybody because I don't have those people to recommend. But if there's somebody that I can recommend, I go ahead and I do it.
Okay.
Like the young man I was talking to you about.
Yeah.
He's done many weddings from Pictures Tale from my company, you know. So he's gained. Everybody gains. Yeah. So I don't really focus on the competition.
Right.
I don't focus on other people.
Yeah.
I focus on what I need to do.
Yes.
You know,
and what you can do.
Yes. And whoever
that is very important.
It is. And whoever approaches me, you know, in that line of thought, you know, I'm always welcome. I'm always welcoming, very welcoming. So
this is I don't want to say it's a big one, but I just want to tell you a scenario of what is happening in the Ugandan community in regard to your I consider you as how do they call service providers?
Yes.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So you book a person ahead of time, right?
Yeah.
Service providers, we book you ahead of time. Maybe decorators, we have so many event managers. We book you ahead of time, and 3 months or 4 months ahead of time.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, last minute, you tell me that, oh, I cannot do it.
Oh, that is a no-no.
I cannot do this.
Oh.
I've had and we feel like, personally, I feel like if I'm doing something, I should help my fellow Ugandans. If I'm setting up this thing, I use the Ugandan. I want to support you.
Yes.
If I'm doing the photography, I want to support Ugandans. But we feel at a certain point we have been really laid down.
Okay, so that has happened. I have had clients come to me and they've told me that these are things that have happened to them. So when I started my company, I built up a system around it. I have an LLC. So when somebody comes to me, I sign contracts with them. Okay? So when I sign a contract with you, it's my obligation that I have to deliver. By hook or crook, I have to deliver.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's something that I really made sure of to really bring to the community, because it was lacking, you know, because people were let down. So I have built a system around it whereby if somebody approaches me and they need a service from me, we have that initial meeting. I make sure we meet before then. They find, we come together, most probably at my office, They come, they see me, they see what I do, they see the samples of my work, you know, we sign the contract. If I break that contract, somebody can sue me. You know how much money that could be on my end. So for me, it's a no-nonsense kind of arrangement.
Right.
If I know that I'm not going to be able to do something, I don't bother doing it.
Right.
If I see that something is going to be, you know, difficult, because, you know, you come across people that are quite difficult too as clients. You know, it's a two-way thing sometimes. There are times when you come across people like that and, you know, you're like, oh, I'm not going to be able to do that, but in a good way, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you're not gonna be able to do that. You don't tell it to me at the last minute.
No.
If we come and we have a meeting and you be like, okay, maybe this person, I'm not gonna handle this person. I'm not. Just tell me right away.
Yes. So that's a problem.
Yeah.
So that is really terrible to business.
Yeah,
If you're going to be
you know
doing
what
something
is
like that.
happening? It has happened. I've had people complain about it.
Yes.
Amongst the Ugandans, the service providers,
Yeah.
Ugandans, and that's why we feel like, okay, no more dealing with Ugandans, and yet we feel we want to support you.
Yeah,
We want
I
to
think-
support our own, and we
Yes.
find we are using other people.
Yes.
So
yes.
I mean, like, why can't we be like, say, this is what we say. Omanyi omuzungu tasobola kikola ekyo. You know, white person, you know, cannot do that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I've really had good feedback
yeah.
ever since I started operating. I've had good feedback of how I deal with people.
Yeah.
When I say I'm going to be in a place at 11 o'clock, I will be there.
Yeah, you did
Yeah,
it.
like-
11:30, you were here.
When it comes to time,
Yeah,
I don't play.
yeah.
I don't play games. So
I give you credit on that.
no,
Yes.
and when it comes to actually our weddings, most of our weddings, the brides are usually late. So and as an artist, actually, that is one thing that I really dread.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because your creativity, you know, like goes out the window while you're waiting.
Yeah,
you know,
even the
you want to
mood.
be in the zone. You
Yeah.
know, you want to be in the zone and you do what you know you're supposed to do. But I take things seriously
Yeah.
when it comes to clients, you know, and I have intentions of building up my business. So you can't be building up something, you know, and breaking it down
Have you
at the
ha-
same time.
Have you encountered a situation where, like, somebody just books you ahead of time,
Yeah.
and is giving you, I don't know what you charge, but I will say, like, for my event I'm giving you like 2,000, and
Yes.
just deal done.
Yes.
And so somebody comes up last minute
Yes.
and says, oh no, I'm giving you 4,000, and
Oh, you mean like another client?
Yes,
coming
another
up,
client,
coming up with the set? No,
Yeah.
actually that has happened so many times.
okay,
So
and
then
how do you handle it?
that's it. The day is gone. I can't divide myself into two. Even if you, let's say, okay, this has happened to me. Somebody booked me for a shoot, a family shoot, which is like $400. Okay, and then somebody comes in with a wedding. Okay, somebody came in with a wedding, and they're like, I need you. The day was taken.
Wow.
That's it.
Do you know there are very few people who can do that?
I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
But do you know there are very few service providers who can stand their ground and
Yeah.
say,
So-
no, I know this is more money, this is less money,
Yes.
but
Yeah, well, it comes with the territory
Right.
of how you operate.
yeah,
There are some things we cannot be, that we can't compromise. You know, you can't compromise your name because your name is holds more value than the money that you're looking for.
right,
You know, so I always say that don't look for the money.
yes.
The money will follow you.
Exactly.
If you do the right thing.
Yeah. Thank you so much, people who are watching us. We just want you to tell us how you are feeling about this show, how you're feeling about this program, the motivational and inspirational program. There was somebody here who gave you a very, very, very good comment and like, good guest choice. we need encouragement and uplifting from each other. You asked him how he handles competition. I think he has no competition because he's very professional. Hallelujah. And this is Fiona Mamai.
Oh, that's very good.
Yes.
Thank you.
I mean, like, seriously.
Yes.
This has happened to me.
Yeah.
Like, I've booked somebody ahead of time, 3
Yes.
months. And all of a sudden, a person says, last minute, I'm not going to do it.
That's
I'm not gonna do it. But you know, you talked about something that really is very, very important. You know what still happens to us Ugandans?
Yeah.
So you have a system, you have a plan, you walk in here, you see what I do, we make a contract, we do this, we sign, you mentioned something like LL something.
Yeah, it's an LLC.
Okay.
Yeah.
But some of us, we don't want to work with, because that comes with a price, right? Having all that in plan, that comes with a price. For us, some of us, we want to work with people mouth to mouth, word of mouth, like, okay, ogenda kunkolera how much, and this is it. So if this person, the contract is broken, there's no way you're gonna say, oh, but we agreed. There's no way you're gonna, because we want cheap things, right?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yes.
That you'll find that what you thought was cheaper is more expensive.
Yes.
You're going to end up not even having one picture of your wedding because you wanted to spend less.
Yes.
I have to get paid. Okay? So when you come to me, it's just like when you go to work. Anyone has to get paid. You know what I'm saying? You have to get paid. So when somebody comes to me, you know that you're going to get what you want.
Yes.
But you have to pay for it.
Exactly.
You see?
Yes.
Because
good things come with a cost, right? And a genuine cost.
No,
right?
it is. I'm running a business.
Yes, exactly.
I pay taxes. I pay my taxes. I have an accountant. I pay rent. I have a studio. So it's an establishment that needs to be bringing in money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it goes without this.
I actually got this from this young man. I love him, Jordan Sekatawa.
Oh, I love Jordan.
As a young
Jordan.
inspiration man, always pushing on.
Yes.
So I got that from him, where I said, you people, listen, we are doing this. We went to school for this. We paid tuition for this. We are renting the place for this. So if you get involved with a person and there's no contract written down, definitely you'll be, forget it. And so here's another scenario. You are a professional person. I really appreciate you. I've not visited your studio.
You should. I should. Actually, you should bring your family.
Yes.
I'm going to be on your case now.
My husband. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, like, maybe you have so many gadgets and stuff like that, and so a person comes to you. Somebody has booked you for an event. And another person, still similar scenario, but just listen to this. So another person comes in and says, oh, I also have an event, like same day. Have you encountered a situation where, like, you have to divide your equipment? Because I know this has happened, especially to the musicians. I don't know how they call it. So because they have a lot, they're like, you know what, we have to kill two birds with one stone, because we have this, so we can divide our system. This goes to this event, and this one. You get the scenario.
Yes, I do. Yeah. That doesn't happen with me. That doesn't happen with me because I know exactly what I need for what job. That equipment is there for that. In case I get another wedding, like for instance, I have a second shooter, okay, that has been booked through Pictures Tell, and I make sure they have the right equipment for that. So there's no way of watering down on the quality or on the equipment or no. That goes when you start doing that, when you start having those shortcuts
Exactly.
in a business, you're killing it. You're not growing it.
Yes.
You know, so you will really want to go all out, find out what works. Okay. There's another myth with other photographers also of buying equipment. Like I haven't bought a light in like 2 years. Okay, I've had the same lights, and I use them when I was buying them. I did my research to know what it's going to be able to do. So instead of spending money on buying lights that are going to cost you 5,000 each light, you know, and you know, I try to know what my equipment is able to do, and yeah, like I was saying, there are myths about equipment. You'll find a photographer with
so many
cameras.
and here,
Yes,
and those are the ones that feel, oh, this must be good. This, I should have booked this one, right?
Yeah.
So are you a kind of person who, I mean, like you have your own clients who are really stuck with you, and you've been maybe with them for a while?
Yes.
Are you a kind of a person who would say, like, you know, you've been my client,
Yes.
For a while, but
Yeah.
even though you booking this day,
Yeah.
this day has already been booked, so I
Yeah.
will say no to you.
That's the joy of the good thing about working for yourself is there are some things that
Because you don't want to lose this client, right?
yeah, but there are some things that you're going to you schedule. The way I schedule my work has to work for me and also has to work for my clients. Okay, if there's a date that you're interested in, but you're able to get another date, I try to find out if that's going to be a possibility for you to get another date.
But this is the person who has been with you for years and years.
Yes.
Your client, and says, I want this particular day.
No, but I wouldn't let that customer compromise another customer.
Okay,
No.
yeah. That's exactly what I was looking for.
No. But here's the thing. My best clients are the repeat customers because we've already created a relationship.
Exactly.
We already
You can talk.
We not only even talk.
Yeah.
You even know before they even breathe.
Yes.
What works for them.
Right. Yes.
You know, like my best couples are the couples that I meet like for an engagement shoot. Okay. The best weddings that I have ever shot actually are the ones where having initially met that couple like on the engagement
stages,
yes. Yeah. So when it comes to their wedding, you already know who they are.
Yes.
You already know what the bride needs.
Exactly.
You know, you can tell when the bride is not happy with something, you know.
And that's a good one.
Which makes a big difference.
Yeah, I kind of relate.
Yeah.
I kind of relate with that, because if we started together, I just want to. It's just like having a PCP.
Yes.
This PCP knows you.
Exactly.
So you just want to maintain.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. Yeah.
So that makes the best client.
Okay. So do you guys because we have so many people who are doing the same things, do you guys ever sit down and talk and exchange ideas and maybe where you have crashed? I know you guys, because of the competition, there could be some crashing or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you ever meet and
not necessarily?
Yeah.
Because these are clashes of egos.
Oh, okay.
You know, people have egos, so you tend to, but I'm very open, like I say. There are people in the industry that I deal with, okay? And I'm an open book, you know, like I say. If I've clashed with somebody before, for a genuine reason, by the way, you know, for me to get to that level, it has to be really a genuine reason.
Right.
You know, you've crossed the line, and but I usually handle things in a professional way.
Yeah.
You know. And I try to keep things that way. But I deal with, for example, Jordan Sekatawa. There's Brian who's just come up. You know, he's coming up. I encourage everybody, Nash, all these are my friends.
Yeah.
You know, they can't hesitate in case they have a question. Yesterday, Just yesterday, actually, last night, Jordan called me and he's like, hey, there's this thing I'm looking for. Do you know where I can find it? And I'm like, why don't you try this? And he's like, thank you for the recommendation. That's it.
Yeah,
right there.
I actually attest to that. Like, like we mentioned before we started the show, we said we tested positive like
With
way
COVID?
back, yeah, with
Yeah.
COVID way
Yeah.
back, and you kind of mentioned something like that. And then there was a guy, is my friend, and we, not that we didn't know what to do, but I think like he had heard you had also tasted positive.
Yes, yes.
And so he was like, oh, mommy Kidu also tested positive.
Yes,
So you
oh, yeah.
can get, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Just get in touch with him. He will tell you what they are drinking.
Oh,
And because right
yeah.
now they are doing good.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
kind of believe you, what
Yeah.
you said before. I've never, I never called you, right?
Yeah,
I
no.
never called you. But I mean, like, that's like a justification
Yes,
for what
and,
you're
and
saying.
you know, when you're in a community,
Yeah.
you know, you ought to be there for others.
Yes, exactly.
That's what life is all about.
Exactly,
you know?
yeah. So there was somebody here who sent, oh, people are watching.
Oh,
They,
really?
they
Thank
like
you.
they like it. We had 30 something people who are watching.
That's very
So
good.
thanks, my beautiful, for the program. Thank you so much, Rose. Ha, how are you? How are you doing? Princess Combi said, great motivational and really good teachings as parents we need to understand. Yes, I think this is where we talked about
Yeah.
parents need to know and to let kids decide
Yes.
for themselves.
Yes,
Because the
yes.
children also have their passion. They know what they want.
Yeah.
And Stella P said he's very good professional photographer. I love my photos from him.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. And Joseph Kaziwe, this is Mrs. Kaziwe. I think you got to the
Josephine?
center.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Josephine. He
Okay.
says, thank you, Flasho. Yeah, so yeah, thank you so much. Please send in your comments. We're about to end
Thank
the
you,
show.
everybody.
It is good. It is fabulous. I'm so excited to
Yes.
have you, and I think
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you so much.
this is really good. This is
Yeah.
what we need. This is all about Flasho to motivate people.
Yes.
To inspire them,
Yeah.
to show them like, oh yes, you can do it, you
Yes.
can make it.
And you never know who's watching.
Yes.
You never know who you touch.
Yeah.
So I really commend you for doing this.
Yeah.
This is really nice.
Yeah.
And I can tell you're very passionate with what you're doing.
Yeah.
Just keep
I love
going.
it. Oh, thank you.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
Yeah, thank
Better
you.
yourself.
Yes.
You know, find out what others that are more successful, how did they get there?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I want to come back into your studio and find you with all the lightings and
Right. Yeah.
you know.
Thank
So
you. Yeah. Thank you. I
the sky is
appreciate
not the limit
it. Sure.
with what you can do.
Yeah.
You
Sure.
know,
Yeah.
and I'm a strong believer
Yeah.
that God always has an open check for us.
Yes.
God always has an open check for us.
Yeah.
All you have to do is show him what you want to do, and he will amaze you.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, I didn't get here by myself.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I've seen the hand of God, you know,
Taking you slowly.
taking
slowly,
me
slowly.
places, and he's still taking me.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
I want to have that multi-million-dollar company soon. You know.
Yes, sure.
You
Oh,
know?
and if you say it with your mouth, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah, that's where
we
I'm
don't want
heading.
to feel like
Oh, yeah.
we are preaching, but the tongue is a creation.
No, it is.
Yes.
Yes.
So, what do you want to tell people who are watching us or who will be watching us later where we can find you,
Yeah.
and maybe a last piece of advice, how to get there, not like we in whatever profession or in whatever area of interest, how we can get there.
Okay. Thank you for watching, whoever's watching, and all those that will find this video. You can make it. Whatever you do, so long as you put your mind to it,
Yes.
you can make it. Find out what does it take. Before you start a journey, you need to have a destination.
Right.
I always say that you have to have a destination, which is a fact. So find out, how do you get to that destination? Because it doesn't really make sense starting a journey and not knowing where you're going. So if you've decided to start a show like this, have a destination, write things down. Um, like I have a plan already written for the next 5 years. I know what I want to do, but it just didn't just come out of the blue. And I have researched, I have found out what the market is like. COVID, this period right now has changed everything.
Yes. Yes.
This has been a reset of everything in business. It's been a big reset. Some that were big are now small. Those that were small are able to become big right now. So it's a new edge. I really see 2021 as a game changer.
Yeah.
So you really want to grab onto this year or this period, because you might look at it and say, okay, this is a really trying time. Yes, it is. It's really a trying time, and we pray for all those that are really going through the hardships of losing people, and it's been tough. It's been tough on everybody.
But how do we maneuver through?
Exactly. How do we maneuver? We have to strategize. If you're a parent, you have to strategize. You have to plan ahead. Save money when you can.
Yes.
Invest that money, but don't invest in Uganda. You're here.
Right.
Huh?
Yes.
That's another thing that people do.
Exactly.
Don't go to Uganda when you're here, especially people with families. When you have young children, and you're trying to divide those resources, and you're throwing it back home, even you're throwing it to people who are just actually even stealing from you.
Exactly. They're enjoying it.
Put your resources here. You're here. You came here. That's why God brought you here. Yes, I know you have responsibilities there, but if you have a young family and you are here, there is no reason why you should be building houses in Uganda when these kids need a house here.
Right. Yes.
And that house actually is an investment.
Yes.
Invest here.
Right. I think that's another good topic that we should
that's another show altogether.
This is how they say it. Like, you are brought out of Uganda, out from Uganda to America, but you're still thinking like Ugandan. They tell me, Flavia, you're from Isinjiro, naye bwa Isinjiro tebukuvangamu. Yes, but that is really good. That is good. So where can we find you?
I am on picturestell.com. Very easy to find. Picturestell with a TELL at the end. Picturestell.com is my website.
Tell is
TELL.
TELL. Okay.
.com.
Okay.
I'm in Waltham. If you go on my website, you're able to get my number. Get in touch. Facebook. I have a Facebook page, but it's not as active as my personal Facebook page.
Okay.
So I'm on Facebook as Joseph Kidu, KIDDU. You can find me on Facebook, on Instagram as PicturesTell1.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Which kind of events do you cover? Because there are people who are really particular with the events that they cover. Some would say, I don't do weddings, I don't do bridal showers.
I try to cover them all, but mostly weddings. Weddings are my bread and butter.
Okay.
Last year was actually quite tough on the wedding industry. I had to cancel 10 weddings. I had to cancel 10 weddings. Most of them actually were postponed to this year. And hopefully by then they'll be, by the summer, let's hope and pray that COVID will be in our rear view mirror.
Right.
With the vaccine going on, I guess we are really heading in the right direction.
Yes.
But it's mostly weddings.
Okay.
It's mostly weddings. 2019 was actually like my graph was moving up.
Yeah.
I did 21 weddings in 2019.
Oh.
Hopefully this year I can already see, because of because of 2020, most weddings were postponed to this year.
Yeah.
So it's going to be quite busy.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody who tuned in. Let me see. Yeah, we had quite a number of people. Princess, you are my own. I really appreciate. Rose, thank you so much. Pam, thank you so much. Even others, we had quite a number of people who are watching us. Thank you so much. I'll promise I'll still bring you people to motivate us, to inspire us. Yes, we can do it. We
Yes.
can do it, regardless of what. But it's
We
all
can.
about
Yes, we can.
getting connected to the people who matter. Wherever you are, get connected. Don't stay by yourself. If you have an idea and you don't know how to develop it, we have people in different areas who can really help you develop it. And this is another thing that I really want to put out there. Ugandans, please, please make sure you are connected to somewhere. Let it be church, let it be club rendezvous, let it be any YMCA, let it be any community.
Yes.
Get connected somewhere. It is
Yes.
for your own good.
Yes.
Right now we are we lost somebody in the community who was found dead in the truck.
Yeah.
Such a nice man. I didn't get in touch to know him like that much,
No.
but I met him once.
So sad.
But yes,
Very sad.
but he
Very sad.
was so good. And right now there was a lady who is the UNA speaker, Afande Momo, is organizing the vigil and whatever plan. So every day we are on Zoom.
Yeah.
I think from 6. So we were on Zoom yesterday. We will be on Zoom today and tomorrow. So we are trying to put together the funds. We are doing a fundraiser. We want to send the remains of Fagas Kasiwa. Yeah? Kabiswa. Kabiswa, yes, to back home. So please, just as a community, let us get together. I know people from different states have been joining in. Let us get together and let us be together. And I still encourage you, find life insurance, please. Find life insurance. Let us know your next of kin, wherever you are, not only here in America, wherever you are. Let us know your next of kin. This is very, very, very important information. Find a church where to belong. Find, if you want to belong to the world, if you want to belong to the club, just get involved in rendezvous or whatever club. So it is good. It is good. So other than that, thank you so much for liking Flash Show. Thank you so much for following the page. Thank you so much for the support last Sunday. It was good. We had a very good event, the worship event. Let every tongue praise the Lord. We had a very good one. And so remember, we are always live every Wednesday. To find the missing links in our lives and every Saturday. So continue liking the page, and I still encourage you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The show is ending right now, so stay blessed.
Amen.